The Air Force Cross is the second highest military award that can be given to a member of the United States Air Force. The Air Force Cross is the Air Force decoration equivalent to the Distinguished Service Cross, the Navy Cross, and the Coast Guard Cross. The Air Force Cross is awarded for extraordinary heroism, not justifying the award of the Medal of Honor. It may be awarded to any individual who, while serving in any capacity with the U.S. Air Force, distinguishes him or herself by extraordinary heroism in combat. Origins: originally entitled the Distinguished Service Cross, the Air Force Cross was first proposed in 1947 after the creation of the United States Air Force as a separate armed service. The medal was designed by Eleanor Cox, an employee of the Air Force, and was sculpted by Thomas Hudson Jones of the Institute of Heraldry. The Air Force Cross was established by Congress in Public Law 88-593 on July 6, 1960, amending Section 8742 of Title 10, U.S. Code to change the designation of Distinguished Service Cross to Air Force Cross in case of awards made under Air Force authority. Additional awards of the Air Force Cross are annotated by oak leaf clusters, and the reverse of every Air Force Cross is engraved with the recipient's name. Criteria for award: Title 10, Section 8742. Air Force Cross Award: the President may award an Air Force Cross of appropriate design, with ribbons and appurtenances, to a person who, while serving in any capacity with the Air Force, distinguishes himself by extraordinary heroism, not justifying the award of a Medal of Honor, while engaged in an action against an enemy of the United States. While engaged in military operations involving conflict with an opposing foreign force. Or, while serving with friendly foreign forces engaged in an armed conflict against an opposing armed force in which the United States is not a belligerent party. Description: the Air Force Cross consists of a bronze cross with an oxidized satin finish. Centered on the obverse of the cross is a gold-plated American bald eagle, wings displayed against a cloud formation. This design is encircled by a laurel wreath in green enamel, edged in gold. The reverse of the cross is blank and suitable for engraving. The service ribbon has a very wide center stripe of Brittany blue with narrow stripes of white and red at the edges. The ribbon is almost identical to that of the Distinguished Service Cross, except for the lighter blue center stripe, indicating the close connection of these awards. Awards: the first award of the Air Force Cross was made posthumously to Major Rudolph Anderson, a U-2 pilot, for extraordinary heroism during the Cuban Missile Crisis. As of May 2010, there have been 195 awards of the Air Force Cross to 190 individuals. One award, the first made, was for actions in the Cuban Missile Crisis. 3 were retroactively awarded for actions in World War II. 180 were awarded for heroism in the Vietnam War, and 4 for heroism during the 1975 Marga 1 Quarteras incident immediately following. 2 were awarded for the 1991 Gulf War, 1 for the 1993 Battle of Mogadishu in Somalia, and 2 were awarded for heroism during Operation Anaconda in Afghanistan in 2003. 1 was awarded to Combat Controller Zachary Reiner for actions in the Shock Valley, Afghanistan on April 6, 2008. 50 awards have been posthumous, including 30 to members missing in action. 24 have been awarded to enlisted personnel, including 11 pararescue jumpers. 17 graduates of the United States Air Force Academy have been presented the award, and 13 were awarded for conduct while a prisoner of war. There have been 4 multiple recipients: James H. Casella, John A. Dramisi, Leland T. Kennedy, Robinson Risner, notable recipients. Major Rudolph Anderson, Jr. first recipient, posthumously awarded for valor during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Colonel George E. Butt Day, Medal of Honor recipient and Vietnam War POW. Captain Charles B. Chuck de Bellevue, F-4 Weapons Systems Officer Ace, credited with 6 MiG kills, the most of any U.S. aviator during the Vietnam War. CMSGT. Richard Etchpka, USAF airman who died in the Battle of Lima Site 85. Award later upgraded to Medal of Honor. A2C Dwayne D. Hackney, pararescue airman decorated for valor in Vietnam. Lieutenant Colonel James H. Casella, Vietnam Warfighter Pilot and POW. Recipient of 3 awards. Captain Leland T. Kennedy, Vietnam War Rescue Helicopter Pilot. Recipient of 2 awards. Brigadier General Robin Olds, World War II and Vietnam Warfighter Pilot Triple Ace. A1C William H. Pitson Barger, Pararescue Airman and the first enlisted recipient. Award later upgraded to Medal of Honor. SRA Zachary Reiner, Combat Controller who was awarded the AFC for actions during the Battle of Shock Valley. First Lieutenant Carl W. Richter, fighter pilot killed in action in Vietnam. Lieutenant Colonel James Robinson Rissner, Vietnam Warfighter Pilot and POW and first living recipient. Received 2 awards. Captain Dale E. Stovall, Vietnam War helicopter pilot who rescued Roger Lockhart from North Vietnam, flying further than any other SAR pilot. Retired as a Brig General Major as Stephen Ritchie, USAF pilot ace of the Vietnam War. Retired as a Brig General Colonel Robert M. White, X-15 test pilot and F-105 commander. Recent recipients, since the Vietnam War, as of September 2012, only 8 Air Force Crosses have been awarded a Euro 2 during Operation Desert Storm, 1 during the 1993 Battle of Mogadishu and 5 during Operation Enduring Freedom. No Air Force Crosses were awarded for actions in the Iraq War. AAAAA lavender background and AA Euro indicates that the Air Force Cross was awarded posthumously. References. External links. Alphabetical recipients list, Home of the Heroes, listing of Vietnam War Air Force Cross recipients, Air Force Cross awarded 40 years late, Air Force Times, March 31, 2008.